Hello guys, Stephen here again. I know I've been in a lot of videos today. Back here with Magic World, 72 pillars. Obviously, this is size 1 rush, not size 3. So we're not running Omni Die. No, that 50k power is not that relevant. Anything 15k and above is not relevant at all. So stop getting hype about it, guys. But obviously Magic World, Buddy's Street Racer early goss. So basically, on an attack, we can Buddy call him to center, and then we don't have to pay a life for its skill. When he returns, yeah, we can just play the call him for free, and he blocks an attack. So it's really good. Next, we have 2 Let's Play Osmodi. This card, when this card enters the field, if you have a card with Osmodi in its name, in your drop zone, you gain a life. And because it's 72 pillars, you're going to have enough Osmodis in drop to at least gain 1 or 2 life every so often. Next, we play 3 of the original Demon Lord Osmodi. Because obviously just discarding 1 to destroy something is obviously really good. Because gets through the Soul Guardian, it's still 5k power. Same with the original, same with Let's Play. It's still so relevant. Because Kazrion, unless it gets Sharkin Soul, Iblis, a lot of things are still 5k, so it's still useful. Then we've got Follow a Gap. If you have a size 3 monster in your field, it reduces the size of it by 1, so it becomes a size 0. And it pays your life if you do put 72 pillars from your drop zone into your hand. So, if you're a size 3 on the field, you can call it and pay 2 life and add a 72 pillars monster from drop. If not, you can just normal call it as a size 1. You can call as Modi, use its skill, discard any card from hand, call this, pay 2 life, get it back, and call it back again. So that's an instant field from only 2 cards in hand, and, well, 3 technically, and 2 life, so it's pretty good for combos, this deck. And it's nice to see something different other than just size 3 rush.
It's not in the fucking camera, so piss off.
And then we got 3 of the double rare from the Perfect Pack.
Like, yeah.
Reminiscing something. Marcosius, size 1, 3/3/1, all cost 1 gauge. This is just for early game rush. Basically, this is for turn 1, turn 1, pay a gauge, call, attack for 3. Because 3 crit first turn is really good. My opponents really don't like taking more than 2 first turns, so they either drop a shield or waste a gauge or something. So that's really good. Next, we have 4 of the new card. Magic Realm Bouncer Endless. This one is a counter act. Join an attack in your opponent's turn, put this card from your field to drop zone and pay a gauge nullified attack. So basically, an attack nullified that can't be nullified itself, because it's not a spell. So you discard and pay a gauge and the attack's nullified. No matter if you've got a monster in center, no matter if you it has no certain requirements. You don't have to be on certain less life or not. It's certainly obviously really good. Next we have 4 copies of the Buddy, obviously because this card's good. Just call it during your opponent's turn, nullify an attack unless penetrate, and it's only a life, and you can pay a life and get it back in next turn. Buddy call it. For the first time, you don't take any life for the calling it, and then you can just pay the life that you got from the Buddy call to get it back to hand. It's really good. And your Magic World, so you don't worry that much about it. Next, we're on to size 2s. We only run 3 Let's Dance with Modi for size 2s, because it's mainly a size 1 rush deck. But this is only a gauge, and when it enters field, draw. It's a 6/2/1. The 6 gauge is obviously very relevant, because even if Kazrion gets 1 Sharkin Soul, it can still hit. 2 crits obviously good, and it's only 1 gauge to draw a card, which obviously in Magic World is good. Next, we have size 3s. 2, you're aware that they can probably hear the whisper. You're right next to the camera. And Vanguard SP looks good.
Just go.
Next, we have the size 3 Champion Wrestler Modi. Call cost 2 gauge, and discard as many cards as you like, and destroy that many cards on field. Equal to the number of cards that you discard. It has double attack. 9/2/1. It's very good for clearing your opponent's field. Enters the field, just discard 1 or 2 cards, and then you can use Gap. You can call Gap, pay 2 life, get back 1 or 2 of those cards that you called, add it to your hand. So yeah, it's really good, obviously, because a double attack for 9k is obviously very good. Gets over a lot of things, almost the new Omnidai as well. Next one to spells, with 2 Great Spell Saturday Night Fever. This is a pay 2 gauge and a life. You may only cast this card if you have 72 pillars in drop zone and 6 or more, and you choose up to 3 of them from your 3 size 1s for your drop zone. Call them from your drop zone. Put them in. Return all cards from your drop. Call the size 1s to the field without paying the call cost, which is obviously extremely good. So you can call the size 1. So you can call Marcosius. So you can have 3 of him out in the field because you don't have to pay the call cost. So that'd be 9 crit after you've done your normal attacks, obviously, because it's counter speed. And then you return all cards from your drop zone into your deck and you shuffle your deck. So it's obviously really good for shuffling your deck and not digging out. Next we have 2 Never Say Never. Obviously you put your top 2 cards in Gauge, and then if there are no cards in your hand you draw 2. It's mainly for the Gauge Excel, because you can cast this, gain 2 Gauge, and then you can call Champion Wrestler for pretty much free. And then if you've got no cards in hand, you can draw 2. It's really good. It's better than the new Draconic Grimoire, because you don't have to discard your whole hand for its second effect. Next we have 2 Great Spell Devil Rock and Roll. Pay 4 Gauge and a life, return all size 2 or less monsters to their owner's hand, and put the top 5 cards from your deck into the drop zone, and you call up to 3 size 72 pillar monsters from among them by paying the call cost. So obviously you want to see all the size 1s mainly, the ones that don't cost out, because a lot of them don't, and you can still activate the effects and stuff. So if you're top decking and you've got enough Gauge and life to do this, you can just cast this and then disappear and then call from the top of the deck, from the drop zone, however many you get in there. Next, 2 Devil Advantage. Obviously, it's just pay a Gauge. You can choose 2 72 pillar monsters from drop zone with the same name and add to your hand. So it's obviously really good. You can get back both as Modai, literally any 72 pillars which has the same name. So Gap, Marcosius, literally anything, just for 1 Gauge. It's obviously really good. 4 Chillax, obviously, because Gauge, next time bid out damage, it's reduced and you gain a life. Obviously, simple, you want that. 4 Solomon's Shield, because more nulls. Next we have 4 Nice One, because this card is good. It's not as good as the Ancient World, but it is good. Pay a Gauge, you draw 2. You don't need the life break, that's why it's good. You can only cast it once per turn like that, but you don't need life break. Next we have 4 Magical Goodbye. Obviously it's like Death Grip, but it can bounce to the opponent's hand for free. A size 2 or less monster on its owner's field. So you can bounce your own thing, your own monsters, to keep them alive and also negate an attack. So that's good. Next, we have 2 of the new Gunrod Symphonium. This is an item 2/2. You could cost pay a life, and you may rest it to deal 1 damage to your opponent. And then you can pay a Gauge and destroy this card. If you do, put a card from your drop zone with a great spell in its card name from your hand. So you can equip it for a life, rest it, destroy it, deal a damage to your opponent, pay a Gauge and destroy it. Then you can add any of your great spell cards from your drop zone to your hand. And so that gives you quite a lot of decent... you got 4 there, so you can choose Saturday Night Fever if you're wanted to set up your big combo for your massive size 1 rush, or you can get Spell and Rock and Roll if you really need to, if you don't have monsters in hand. So yeah guys, that's been it. This is the size 1 Magic World Rush deck. Hope you like, favourite, subscribe. Bye.